All right, last part. I talked on the video on Tuesday or Wednesday was about using the intermediate value theorem. So it says at time t equals, oops, I'm reading the wrong thing. It says, is there a time between 0 and 2 seconds when Brandon's velocity could be equal to Chloe's velocity? So I've interpreted it this way. That means, is there some place, does the Brandon's velocity ever equal Chloe's velocity? Are they ever the same? And so I said, well, I don't know how I'm going to figure that out because all I have is a table of values. But could I figure out, does it ever equal 0? And I said that you could compare, if I can find a positive value when I subtract what I know from the table, and then if I could find a negative value, that the intermediate value theorem says somewhere it has to be 0 in the middle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just compare. Let's start with the easiest values that we know, right? Well, they want us to check an interval at 0 and 2. So to get Brandon's values, I'm using the table. At 0 seconds, Brandon has a velocity of 1. And at 0 seconds for Chloe, when I plug in a 0, here 0 times whatever this is just going to wipe it out, right? So it's minus C of 0 is 0. Okay, so that is positive. And then we're going to use the other endpoint and subtract, well, what are these values at 2 seconds? Again, using the table, Brandon's value at 2 seconds is 1.5. Chloe's value at 2 seconds, okay, so make sure you're using this function here where it's equal to. Here it's not equal to, so that means at 2 seconds, this is the function that we're using. When I look here, that's going to be, let's do a little math, 2 times e to the 4 minus 4 power. 4 minus 4 is 0. E to the 0 is 1, so this is a 2. 1.5 minus 2 is going to equal negative 1.5, so this value is less than 0. It's negative. So we can say, therefore, on the interval from 0 to 2 seconds, Brandon's velocity is equal to Chloe's by the intermediate value theorem. And I know we've done some Desmos activities throughout this past year using the intermediate value theorem. So all the intermediate value theorem says is if you've got two continuous functions, you know you've got a positive value and a negative value, then somewhere in the middle it has to equal 0. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Don't forget to grade your work, correct it with these solution videos, and turn in the assignments so that I can email you back feedback. Next week, we're going to have some graded assignments and keep practicing, getting prepared for that AP exam.